and welcome to the first episode of Traveling with Jeremy and Tara. Today, on our first episode, Getting Settled.
And Boondall Wetlands!
So it's been roughly a week, day short of a week.
Yeah, Wednesday.
And so far it's been good. Nothing terrible's happened.
Thinking positive.
Well, I mean, really, nothing terrible has happened yet. Nothing really all that bad.
Don't say yet.
Well, okay, we have a year. Something bad's gonna happen eventually. It's
God.
it's bound to happen. I mean, I'm prepared.
So, day one, when we arrived in Sydney, we basically got settled at the hostel and roamed about. Because what else are you gonna do after arriving at 6 in the morning?
Yeah, basically. So we visited Hyde Park in the center of Sydney. There's a nice memorial there to the fallen soldiers and stuff like that. That was pretty cool. Very neat, like, metal statue with like a stone. It was really cool. There's this big metal sun around the bottom of the statue that was like worked into the marble. Super cool.
We got to go see the Royal Botanical Gardens, which were connected to Hyde Park. If you make a right a little, which was gorgeous, and they each had like labeled trees and plants, so you can look at what you were actually seeing. That, and everyone in Sydney is really active. Oh yeah. So it was really cool to see everyone running around, their dogs, playing sports outside.
It was the middle of the afternoon on a Thursday, and the park was full of people. I mean, that's like unheard of in Canada.
Too cold outside, we don't want to leave.
People just like, literally like, people playing rugby, people playing soccer, people just jogging. There was more people doing push-ups than I see in a normal park on a normal day. Like, it was pretty interesting,
It was awesome.
For sure.
From there, we left the Botanical Gardens, which leads straight to Sydney Opera House, which was amazing to see, because ever since Finding Nemo, that's been my dream.
Well, it's also in every disaster movie ever when they show the world blowing up.
Okay, well, let's not talk about the world blowing up. So we got to see that. We took a bunch of pictures. There was this giant ship in the harbor, a cruise line. I believe it was Carnival, which was pretty awesome to look at in person. I've never seen a cruise ship, so it's cool. After that, I think we just went home.
Walked back because you were tired.
It was a long flight, okay?
No, we continued to walk around the bay. We walked around the bay and like saw, I forget what it's called. It was like a neat like seat carved into the stone and like.
Oh yeah, one of the original founders.
All that stuff. We saw like this really cool outdoor public swimming pool that was like on stilts above the bay, which was really neat.
Above the ocean.
Yeah, and then from there we just went back, and that was it for Thursday.
It was chicken and rice night too at the hostel, so free food.
Free dinner.
Woo!
And we also did some shopping so we could get food for the next day.
Yeah.
So Friday was a bit of a write-off.
Jet lag. Just say jet lag.
Yeah, okay, so we slept a lot, and like we went to the library, and basically it was just like getting settled, getting organized. So that was pretty much a write-off. Saturday though. Saturday was like we went to the aquarium.
So many fishies!
Yeah.
I found Dory. And
there was a dugong, which was really cute.
Her name was Ruru.
And she's basically like a sea cow kind of thing. She has like cute little face.
So many whiskers.
Wasn't really little though. She weighed like 1,500 pounds.
All they eat is lettuce. They have 4 people that feed her lettuce.
All day, 24 hours, just lettuce. Just constant lettuce. And then we walked around Sydney for a bit. We went through like 6 malls that were like connected to each other or like a block away from each other. It was super weird.
There's so many. It was literally called Mall. Was it called Mall Street? I think so.
I think there was at least one Mall Street, but there was a bunch of other ones. And like the malls here, crazy. Like 6 floors tall.
Fancy.
Like super fancy. Very neat. You could totally get lost in them. So since then, so Sunday was like we just had some time to kill, so we went back to the malls for a bit before we caught our train.
To Brisbane!
And so we caught the train. It was a 15-hour train ride.
14 hours.
14 and a half.
14 hours and 12 minutes.
Whatever, it was like still like almost 15.
Long.
It was really long, really terrible, not comfortable at all. especially since it was like an overnight train and there was nowhere to actually sleep.
Children everywhere.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. So now we're here. We're in Brisbane, in a little place called Nunda.
Yeah, try and say Nunda without having an accent. It's impossible.
I think so. Yeah. So we basically we got here and
getting our stuff together.
Yeah. So we got our tax file number so far. We got our bank accounts, and we got our cell phone number and everything, so we can actually apply to jobs and all that stuff. And have one when we get it and have all the stuff we need for it.
Yeah.
So we've applied to a few jobs too. Hopefully we hear back from some of them soon, but we just check every day, and hopefully in the next week or so we'll have one.
Mostly we've been just exploring a bit while we wait, and yesterday we found this really cool kids park attached to a botanical garden, and it was so awesome. They had this swing that was on a spring back and forth
on either side.
So you would swing forward, but then you'd be going up and down at the same time.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
Super cool. And that was in the middle of this really, really beautiful park in the middle of Brisbane, and it was just very, very nice. Very I don't know, it was super cool. They had man-made waterfalls and all kinds of really neat park space and green space and boardwalks through little rivers and stuff. I mean, it was almost all man-made, but it was still really, really beautiful.
Really pretty.
But yeah, I think that's
about it.
Pretty much it. Today we're walking the Boondall wetlands.
You want to take a look?
Yeah.
Really pretty. We saw some tawny frogs?
Tawny frogmouths.
Tawny frogmouths.
Yeah, that's a thing. That's
For the
name of a bird.
longest time we thought they were saying tiny, but that's just the accent. It's tawny.
Yeah, tawny. So yeah, we're doing that today. That should be probably most of the day, I think.
I think so.
And then yeah, so we'll update you guys in the future, some point or another. I'll try and do at least one a week. Seems like a reasonable goal.
P.S. We're new to editing, so be kind to us.
Yeah, that.
Okay, love you guys.
Love you too.
Bye.
Love y'all.